Hey folks, David Frost, My Strategic Forecast. What you're looking at right here is a morning gap trade unfolding before our eyes. I've got an order in to buy 1,000 shares of Tiffany, TIF, at 63.57. We're about to get filled here. And these morning gap trades is something that I teach in a course where I teach two strategies. I'm starting to get filled here. It looks like I'm filled. So we're going to look for about 40 cents on this particular stock. I'm going to put an order in, and I'm going to look for a gain of 40 cents. I'll adjust this in a minute. It's got to be more than 100 shares. I'm in for 1,000 shares on the long side of Tiffany. Now, these could take anywhere from a minute or even 10 or 15 minutes and sometimes longer to play out. We'll see how long this one takes. But normally what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of a reaction. Sometimes it pierces through the level, but we have specific risk parameters that I teach all my students how to use, and we're within those risk parameters right now, and we're going to stay inside those risk parameters. Otherwise, I'll be stopped out, and you'll see that happen before your eyes. But I don't think that's going to happen, and what normally will happen is the stock will vacillate around in and around the level that we entered it at, because these levels are specific mathematical calculations that I teach my members how to get. I teach everybody that takes the course how to get these levels. And when we have a stock that's gapping down or up relatively large, typically more than 5 or 6%, 4 or 5% at the open, we're able to isolate and identify the level that we want to buy or sell the stock at. And all we're looking for is a scalp trade. Now, sometimes we'll take some of the profit off at the target and we'll actually keep some of it for the remainder of the day. But in this particular trade right now, I've got to adjust this up to 1,000 shares. And what happens is sometimes we're able to get significantly more out of the trade in a stock like this. But today, I'm just going to look for about 40-cent gain, and that's going to be it. And the stock will bounce around a little bit. Sometimes it'll take a few minutes. But in the meantime, while we wait, I'll just explain a little bit about what my gap trading course teaches. We teach two specific methods. We teach the morning gap trades, where you can identify the levels just like we're doing right now. You're seeing it before your eyes. You see me get filled on the order, and then you'll see me get filled on the sell order. And if that should happen, you'll see me take a $400 gain in a matter of minutes. And we do this time and time again. The second method is we teach a gap fill strategy, where I teach you how to identify stocks that are coming in to fill their gaps that were previously left open by the virtue of they gapped open, they gapped down or up at an open previously, and we keep them on a watch list. And when those stocks come back to fill their gaps, sometimes we play them off an hourly chart, sometimes we play them off a 10-minute chart, and what happens is we're able to get the same type of reaction off of a gap fill like we get in a morning gap trade. Sometimes it's a 25, 35, 40, 50 cent gap, sometimes more. It depends on the price of the stock. And in my course, I teach precisely how to identify which stocks to play, which are the high probability setups. I teach which stocks will promote the biggest or produce the biggest gap trade level. I tell you exactly where our risk parameters are based on the price of the stock. I teach you how to figure it out. I teach you all kinds of different strategies within the morning gap trades and within the gap fill strategies. I teach you the risk parameters. I teach you how to squeeze as much profit as possible out of these trades. I teach you everything you need to know in order to be successful in these gap trading strategies. And interestingly enough, if you can hone in your skills in these gap trading strategies, both the morning gap trades and the gap fill strategy, you can absolutely just use the gap trading strategy as your only day trading strategy, because you can find gaps, whether they're morning gaps or gap fills, each and every day, day after day. In my course, I have about 17 videos where I teach in the specific methodology that we can use on the gap fills and the gap morning gap trade strategy. Sorry, I'm just distracted. I'm watching this bounce up a little bit. And, we're going to see this happen before our eyes. It's going to vacillate a little bit. This one's taking a little longer than I would love it for take. Sometimes these take, a minute. Sometimes these take 2, 3, 4 minutes. This one's taking a little bit longer. But right now we're looking at Tiffany. And what should happen here is it should jump over the entry price of $63.57. Once it does, we should see it head towards really the $64 level. And that's why I have the sell order in at $63.97. I just want to make sure I get filled. It's a 40-cent gain. Here we go. So we're up here. We're heading up a little bit. Let's see if we hit it. Backed off a little bit. That happens sometimes. It can back and fill a little bit. I'm not really worried about it. As long as it remains above the entry price of $63.57, we should get filled. Let's see if it happens on this move. If not, it'll be on the next move. Sometimes it happens, in 10 or 15 minutes. Sometimes they happen in a minute or two. There's no way to really tell how long one of these is going to take. It's a little bit of potluck in terms of the time it's going to take, but normally they should happen within 15 minutes. That's the kind of the rule of thumb. This one's now pulling back a little bit, Tiffany is. But I'm going to stay with it. I'm pretty confident that we're going to get filled. And when we get filled, you'll most likely see the stock punch through the level where I'm willing to sell it at. And that's normal. I just want to make sure I get filled. I want to take my profit and go about my business. I have other gap fill opportunities on the table today. And I just want to make sure that this one gets filled. Once I do get filled, and I'm confident that I will, it'll be a $400 profit. Normally it'll happen, within 15 minutes. A lot of times it'll happen in less, but I can see this one is fighting the level a little bit. So I'm going to say it should take around 10 minutes or so. But the fact that it's fighting this level tells you two things. Number one is this level is extremely important, and that confirms that the mathematical level that I provided early in the morning is a good level. But time is a lot of times equally or more important than price. You have to give these stocks a little bit of time to work out. And right now we're giving it its due time. The next move that we punch over 63.57 should give us the fill we're looking for at 63.97. And once that happens, it should happen relatively quickly. I think we're within minutes of this taking place. We'll see how it works out. But I'm pretty confident that it's going to happen within the next minute or two. So let's just watch it. Let's talk through it. We're fighting the 63.57 back and forth, above, below, above, below. That's normal market behavior. But here we go. Now we're starting to head a little bit above it. Let's see it go one more time. All we need is one solid push higher above 63.57. Whoops. Didn't expect that to happen. But that's, again, normal market behavior. All we're getting right now is a retrace of the low, and we normally won't retrace all the way to the low. If we do, then there's a good chance we're going to be stopped out, but I don't think that's going to happen. This was a normal retrace. Let's see the stock get right back above 57, 63.57. Should be coming any minute now. That was a normal retrace. You'll learn how these stocks act and react off these levels. This is normal market behavior right now. So we should be making that one more push above 63.57. It should be coming any second now. And then we're going to get filled. And when we're filled, we're going to be filled for 1,000 shares at 63.97. That'll equal a $400 profit. And I kind of feel it's coming. We did the normal retrace. We didn't make through the low. We didn't punch through the low. Here we go. So it's happening now. All we need is one more push, looking for about, 30 cents more. It should be coming in a matter of seconds. Here we go. And we're going to get filled right here. There you go. Filled and out. And that's the total play that we're looking for right here. So we're going to end this video. You saw a morning gap trade right before your eyes. $400 profit on Tiffany and Company. Good trade.